Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to start with one more topic, that is other applications, connected factory, smart connected buildings. Okay, so here you can see before going to this connected factory. So first we have to understand that like what happened in the traditional factories, why it became it gave some disadvantages, and we have moved towards our IoT connected factories. Okay, that we should know. So before that, we should have that disconnectment, whatever happened with the production environment, that we should find out. Okay. So here we are going to see some of the main challenges which has been faced by the manufacturing in any of the like factory environments and all. So what all are the challenges happened there? Many challenges happen. So some of the examples are like it used to accelerate some of the new products and to meet the customer requirements and for the market opportunities and all. So that kind of challenges it came. One more challenges was there, like you're increasing the plant productions, how you are going to increase the quality of that plants, because everything I'm talking about the factory. So as I'm going to talking about the factory can be in any like in any of the terms. So if I will consider about the plant productions, how to increase the quality, how to decrease the cost, so it has to be focused on that, right? So next, one more challenges came, like how to secure your factories from any of the cyber threats. That is very important. So IoT should give us the solution towards the securing factories, how to secure all your factories from the cyber threats. And also it has a one more challenge, like how to improve the workers productivity and the safety of the workers. That is also one more challenges for the IoT in for your connected factory. So here you can see some of the diagrams and some of the what to say, like some industrial revolutions are there, how it has been moved from one industry version to the another industry versions. Okay, so before going to the first part of your diagram, we should understand some more things also, like how the name has come as connected factory. So what used to happen is, in our industrial enterprises, there will be many retooling factories where they already have some of the advanced technology and architectures, where already they have the solutions for these ever problems whatever I have discussed right now, the challenges. They have already this solution towards these problems, and already they have boosted their manufacturing flexibility and speed. So what happens is, if suppose any of the improvements help to any of the labels, like in the factory, maybe it can be on the equipments whatever has been utilized, or maybe any more elements can be added up to find out the effectiveness, or you can say the supply chain to be the responsiveness, or you can say that to fulfill the customer requirements, which is known as your customer satisfaction. So all together, if any factory is having any operational technologies with any of the good architectures, and it can be embedded with any of the IT networks, then we can refer it as your connected factory. So before going to this term as connected factory, you should remember that any of the factory which will be having the operational technologies and a good architecture, and has been embedded or connected with any of the global IT network, then we can refer that kind of factory as your connected factory. Okay, so whenever this kind of connected factory comes into the picture, 100% we have to discuss on the IoT solutions, because large number of sensors will be connected to your factory floors. Okay, so here with this IoT only, all the sensors they can only give us the new level of connectivity by utilizing the internet protocols, which also you people call it as IP, over your ethernet infrastructures and all, so that anyone can connect very smartly and can gain all the communication things and all, everything they can gain it from your IoT platform. So if we will add the sensors and any of the devices with into this factory, then what will happen is we will be able to transmit, or we will be able to receive the large quantities of real time datas. Okay, that also you can see it as huge diagnostical datas. So if there will be a good ethernet connectivity, because IoT always supports with the internet capabilities. So if there will be a good ethernet connectivity, then our connectivity will be known as pervasive connectivity, and which can spread more than hundreds of, more than any number you can take it as, and also can be connected with the devices, as you can say, as your robots. Okay, so this kind of IP enabled devices, you can include here the videos, the cameras, the smart objects, any of the things, like you can say your mobile devices, any of the things you can add, and you can have the manufacturing environment. Okay, so in this way you have to connect with your factories. So we have some four types of the industrial revolutions. So what happened in this industrial evolution is, because sometimes we found that, here you can see the industry 1.0, that is nothing but your mechanical assistance here in like in 18th centuries and all. So this industry has been supplied with your basic machines powered by your water and steam are part of these production facilities. So before that it has been started in this way. Why we have called it as your fourth industrial revolution? You can get a question from here. Like explain the terminology fourth industrial revolution, where you are going to explain what happened individually in every industry versions. Okay, so in the first industrial revolution, you can see it has been occurred in Europe, and in 18th century it was having the applications only on the water and steam. Okay, because here in this the basic machines, they were supportive only towards this production facilities. That is the reason the application only it has been supported with your steam and water. Then next, what happened in your industry 2.0, that is the second industrial revolution. It has been happened in some around, if I'm not wrong, 1870, and also we call it as your early to 20th century. In that century we have found the electrical grid and mass productions. Okay, so here it has been divided with the levers and electricity, where they can produce a mass productions on your grid, electrical grid, and productivity production activities. Then next we have gone moved towards your industry 3.0. In this third revolution, it happened some around late to 1960s or early to 1970s. Here it has been diagnosed with your computers and some of the electronic devices, where it can be manufactured with other industrial systems. That is the reason here it has been written like it has been it was the production in your automated and also with your electronic things and IT things. Okay, so this is happened in your third revolution, industrial revolutions. Okay, so in your fourth revolution, whatever is happening right now, which is driving towards our IoT, that is nothing but Internet of Things. And here you know what all other things are going to be are happening now. We have the sensors, we have the objects, and the work is going to be automated. How? Because everything is IP enabled and everything is connected very everything is integrated with them. So this is all about this revolution chat box. You have to remember it can come for your 5 marks of question. Okay, and also this industry 4.0, this is known as your IoT web, where we have the automated assembly line model of productions, where we can intelligently we can utilize all the machines and we can communicate with another. And in this IoT, in this fourth generation or fourth industrial revolution, we will have the manufacturing capacity where we can insert the intelligence into all the factories, okay, because we are going to connect it with the factories. So we have to use, or we have to create the smart objects which can be embedded with the sensors, actuators, or you can say controllers, everything. And we have to we have to integrate towards the productions. And these connections, how we are going to give the connections for this industry 4.0, we can we have to give the connections in between the peoples and with the machine works together. But before that, we should analyze the data and the intelligent decisions, like where to stop, how to work, how the sensors will work. So that data devices, everything collections of the data has to be worked, okay. Then eventually it will lead towards the machines which will be predicting, you should have some data values where it will, the sensors where it will predict the failures, or whatever is happening, if anything is going to happen, or some kind of your hazards, so that it can give some notifications to the, it can bring some notice to the human monitoring and all, okay. So this is everything is about your connected factory. And this is the four industrial revolutions, okay. So now the next part diagram, whatever you can see, that is about your smart connected buildings. Now how the IoT can be connected with the smart connected buildings. And also the same diagram you have to use for your convergence of buildings technology over your IP address, okay. So here how it is going to take place, we know that we have some IoT impact where the smart connected buildings are there, like it is very complex. And the result is very complex, it will have some complex intersections. And also what happened if how it can be called as your complex intersections, because it will have the connectivity for your mechanical things, for your electrical things, for your IT components things, okay. So how we are going to deploy all these things, and how we are going to find out the operational networks over that, because how to make the building as very smart by using the IoT. So that is the topic here, right? So here some of the functions will be there in buildings where we can keep the workers very comfortable and very efficiently. They can very safely they can put the fire alarms, that we know many houses it will be automated, so that the workers also will come to know they can also be safe, right? So that is also being a automated things. Now the next thing will be, you can find out that sometimes there will be a physical security alarm system over your door, or which has been managed very carefully, so that no one will get the harmness, right? So there will be some of the lightning systems, some of the improvised, you can say, some of the devices will be there. All these things, the video cameras will be can be installed through your through your sensors or actuators. So all these things, whatever we have seen till now, it can be improvised. How we can have the sensors to control the heating, to control the ventilation powers, to control the air conditioning, okay. All these things also is possible by using the sensors. And many of the houses you can find out that all these things are already available. It's not like this is very new thing, we have already reached in 2021, but you can find out already these things are alive in many of the buildings. So it is not a new thing that we are going to discuss, many of us we already know. So here my point of view is that we just I want to relate how we can have this kind of activities inside our home. You can see there is a data network which can be your connectivity will be there towards your telephony, towards your cameras, towards your any of the management systems, or to have the high voltage system or to have the low voltage system, or you can have these IP buildings here, right? So all these things were there. In 2005 we were having telephony. In 2000s, late to 2000, some cameras which has been connected. Then 2010 it has been little improvised. So day basis you can see that the IoT is giving us the improvised versions of your connectivity. So now also it can be connected. When we were talking about the telephony, it has been connected with the PBX. So 2000, so here like this only we have connected. Now you can see after 2015 we have connected with the sensors. Okay, so now you can keep all your data values inside the cloud management, and you can analyze your datas, how to improvise the datas and all, right? So this is all about your smart connectivity buildings, where you can write down. Here one more thing also I want to highlight, right? If you want to converge your voice and video into a single IP network, then you have to share all these things through your IT applications. So what will happen is all the economies of scale or some of the like operational efficiencies, they will be connected with your VoIP, and also they will have the technology of your collaborations into them, so that it can be connected, it can be converged your IP through your service frameworks. Okay, so this is the main purpose of using all these things. So what will happen is the protocol, the communication protocols will have some responsible, where they will have they can connect with your building automations. There will be many names are there. One of the example is like we will call it as building automation and control network. So it depends in which factory or in which building what kind of network connectivity we have given. So in this building automation and control network, we have allowed the ethernet based communications between the buildings. Okay, so if where it can control the lightning system, access control, you can say that the fire detection system, all these things. So whenever we have this building automation and control network system, it is going to be ethernet based and it is going to connect in this way. But suppose if we have the IT departments, so what will happen there? We have to use the gateway devices, and by using these gateway devices, we have to allow things, things in the sense Internet of Things, so things or objects in this building network, so that we can have the communications over the IP. So whenever we will consolidate all this building management system into a single network, so we can find out the building protocols over your IP in a very sophisticated way. Okay, so these all are some examples how we are going to connect our buildings towards a smart gateways or smart connectivities, you can say, or through your IoT. Moving towards your next slide, this is one more example where we have the network infrastructure. You have to remember this diagram while writing the answers. So this is also a part of your smart connected buildings. And here what will happen? Here this is the diagram of your framework for the digital ceiling. Okay. So if we have, because our IoT technology, it has been promised that it's going to give us the smart connectivity buildings, and also where we have adopted towards the digital ceiling. So now what is this digital ceiling? It is nothing but it's like a lightning control system. Okay, so here in this technology there will be many many things will be different building items has been connected to find out to connected which has been included, like your lightning, or you can say that camera, something like that, or closed circuit televisions you can connect for your security system. all these things has been connected for your security system. Here you can see I have this lightning system, I have these sensors here, I have building automation things, that is you can say build like HVAC or IP videos or Wi-Fi access points, all these things, cameras, or everything has been connected. So all these things has been connected to your network infrastructure. Okay, so wherever it will be there, like whenever it will be connected with that, we can have some smart space where we can manage the building, where we can manage the energy, and also we can have a control system over your lightning. So these all are things are the applications which is going to these all are will be your control systems, but can be implemented on your applications and can be saved in your cloud space, or you can say that smart space. So this is your this is a framework, or you can say this is an example of your digital ceiling on your like IoT. And also you can see in this digital ceiling environment, if you want to fix any of the lightning, you can directly connect towards your network, which will be again can be provide your control and power supply. Okay, so here you can transit all these things, LED lightning things, into a single network, and you can encompass everything, or you can consolidate everything towards your building management here. So from here to here you can give the connectivity. And also if you want to give some of the quantity of lights which you want to find out, the physical wired ports if you want to give, that is also possible. So generally what we are going to do is everything has to be connected in a very sophisticated way with the network infrastructure, and it can bring to the notice that this IoT smart lightning can be worked like in a properly like it has been set properly. And also it can optimize the levels of your lightning, where it can be connected with your building usage, how much usage you are going to do, it can be optimized with that. And also it can allow the control of your temperature, and you can say detects fire detections, video cameras, and some of the access control, building access control, whatever it has been connected. So IoT is allowing you all to find out all these things in a very single network which is connected. Here you can see the diagram. And also but if you want to do everything, then you should have the installations. Okay, but it will take very less time to install, and the total cost of all these things will be very minimal, it won't be that much. So in every now we can expect that in many houses we can implement this digital ceiling things by using the IoT. So moving towards the next one here, the next topic is your smart creatures. So what happened in these smart creatures here? Uh, you can see one like a picture over here. I will explain you what is that. So here, some objects and the machines which is going to be connected. That is the first thing. So now IoT will provide you that you can connect any living things to the internet. Okay, so how you are going to connect the living things into the internet? So here we are going to place the sensors instead of your animals, and then any of the insects will easily work on your machines, and they can give us the work whatever we want to do. So here you can see this is known as your IoT enabled roach, which is going to assist us to find out the survivors after a disaster. Okay, so this is just a project which has been happened. So this can be how it has been made by using the IoT. That is only more important thing, right? So here we have to focus that what we can connect. Okay, so any of the things if you want to connect, then we have to bring the data from from the sensors, and then definitely we have to connect with the network infrastructure. That is a major thing. Then whenever we will give the connectivity towards the sensors, then we have to store all the informations. So whenever the data will be collected, then you can see the complete view of your data, whatever has been collected. So that data you can implement on the applications, and you can find out like how you can utilize that kind of data, right? So here you can see, like whatever I told you, that some researchers from your North Carolina State of University, they were working on this cockroach. Okay, so what happened is, they, some of the, like in emergency, while helping to others, they have rescued the survivors after the disasters. So what happened and how it has been happened, that only we are going to see. Okay, so here you can see that some of the, like in the back side, you can see it has been some of the electronic devices has been attached. And here the communications whatever we are going to do, everything will be with the roach, and through all these body parts whatever is has been connected. Okay, so we are going to give only low level of electric pulses, because there will be a antenna here. You can see there is a antenna here. So here we are going to give only the low level electrical pulses, because it has to find out if any obstacle is there in front of that, then it will be going to sense it, and it's going to detect the dangers. Okay, so that is the major thing of your this IoT enabled roach. So here one more thing is, whenever the backpack is there here, if it will stimulates, then what will happen is the roach will start move forward. Okay, and you can see that if any obstacle will come in front of that, then it is going to highlight, or it is going to notify that some obstacles are there in front of me. So in this way, it is just one example, and it's just one project which has been done by the researchers from North Carolina State of University. So they have found this kind, like where if just to find out that if I will have any kind of obstacles, how to motivate that, and how to notify, like how to stop the obstacle from, or to how to survive from that any kind of your disasters. So this is one kind of your example. You can try any kind of examples by, or any kind, you can design any kind of your projects by using this IoT, and this is just one example. So hopefully I have completed this part, like connected factory and the connected smart buildings and the smart creatures. You will have the question on this smart creature also, how it has been designed and how it was helpful to find out the survivors after the disaster. So this can be a 5 marks of question. Okay, hope you have understood the topic whatever I discussed today. So thank you.